Hey, what's up, YouTube? Got a few things we're going to look at tonight. Last week I got the Aspen Ski Lodge diorama from Greenlight. And yesterday I picked up the Pacific Coast Highway road trip. It's a cool little 4-car set. I definitely like the Aspen Ski Lodge a lot better. I think the castings are much nicer. It is cool to get this with the CHP livery. Awesome detail with the transparent headlights and taillights. And unfortunately has plastic base. But, these dioramas used to be Motor World dioramas, and they all used to have plastic bases. Now there's no mention of Motor World anywhere on the packaging, and most of the cars are metal base. In the Aspen Ski Lodge, they were all metal base except for, what was it, the Jeep, the F-150, the Mustang, and what was the other car? I already forgot, but it was the other one that was a plastic base. Oh, it was this. It was a Aspen Ford Explorer police car. This one, you have two cars that have plastic base. So you have that one, and then you have this one. Awesome Volkswagen van. It's a pretty nice little colorway. It looks kind of like black on camera, but that's it's a really dark blue. Almost maybe a hint of green in it. And then you've got the luggage rack or utility rack on top with the surfboards. So it's an awesome little piece, but it does have a plastic base. It's very similar to what you would see from the Ron John surf shop. Something else on this that I noticed that I don't know if any of the other ones of these have. I have to double check, but those are lensed insert taillights. And I know I have some of these where they're painted, so I don't know what is going on with that, but I'm glad they did it. It's a really nice touch. It's a nice piece. And then this one, I've said many times, actually had someone comment about it recently. I'm not much of a fan of convertibles in this scale. And the reason for that is because it's hard enough. Sorry. Frog in my throat. It's hard enough getting the detail right of the casting. But when you do a convertible, you now have to get the interior detail right. And so, in my opinion, it takes away a lot from the car. A good example is the Auto World Ford Galaxy convertible. Really nice car on the exterior, but the interior, while it has a lot of detail, it's all black, and it just takes away from the overall appearance of the casting. Now, in this case, I think Greenlight did a nice job on this because you do actually have a two-tone interior, and I don't know if any of that dash detail will show up, but there's some pretty nice detail in there. The nicest 1:64 scale convertible I've seen is a Greenlight. The SEMA 2017 Camaro. Alright, this last one is a 68 Ford Mustang GT. I just did a video with all my classic Mustangs, 24 different variations. And this is a tooling that I did not have. and it's not a good tooling. I mean, it's okay. The body's nice, but there's definitely a wheelbase issue with this, which gives it a stance issue, which is something with Greenlight that is not common. They do have some cars with some stance issues, but not many. But this one definitely falls into that category. This one, outside of that new Z, this might be one of the worst ones I've seen. Kind of with like the GTR. And it's unfortunate because it's a nice tooling. So that's the 4-car set. You also get 2 figures, which I have those put away already. So anyway, so that's a 68 Mustang GT. While I was at Toys R Us, I found from Greenlight Muscle another 68 Mustang GT. This one does not have a stance issue. This one is sick. This is the Fastback. And it looks amazing. It's a great color. The proportions and the stance on this are on point. I don't think I'd call it as nice as an Auto World, but it's way up there. It's a really nice car. There's your front end. So it just looked too good in the packaging for me to leave it. I ended up leaving the brown Camaro. Normally I would have bought the Camaro and I would have left the Mustang, but this thing just looked too nice. The other individual car that I found, it's a nice low number, number 245. This is from Holiday Ornaments Series 2. The Gingerbread House Chevy C10. So with this one you have candy cane hood, gumdrop on the top of the camper. It's an interesting paint job. I actually like the color. It's a flat, almost like a poop brown color. But then you have the candy cane rocker panel, and I don't know if those are ornaments or gumdrops or what they are, but probably gumdrops, I would say. And then you can see on the camper you have the gingerbread men. This, I'm not huge on the Christmas deco, but this is one of my favorite C10s. I don't think there'll ever be one that'll pass the farm truck. Not saying that they couldn't put one out, because they could. They could put one out better than that, in my opinion. But this one is probably one of my top 3 or 4 out of the 10 or 15 that I have. I really like the wheel choice on this. It's a really nice roller. Usually this truck comes with those Chevy wheels that I just pulled off of that van. I actually have them right here. Let me grab one. So these are the wheels here that are usually seen on this truck. And they're nice wheels. I like them. But it's nice to get an aftermarket custom wheel from time to time, because Greenlight doesn't do a whole ton of it like they used to. They do go with a lot of stock stuff. But just a really cool truck. I was kind of surprised to find it. So those are the Greenlight finds. And then I brought this car home today. It's been on my desk at work, and with the increase in price on Auto World cars, I figured I'd bring this one home and put it in the collection. It's the Dodge Viper. Auto World cars, I've been saying it. In 10, 20 years, they are going to be, I think, the most expensive, hardest to find domestic brand 1 to 64 scale diecast cars. Just because of how nice they are and how limited they are. And this thing looks absolutely sick. I would love to see Auto World bring this out in the premium with the metal base and rubber tires. I don't even care about the metal base. Just put some OEM wheels with some rubber tires and maybe a headlight tampo. And I would be totally happy with that, because this car is, it's sick. There's not a bad angle. Not a bad angle for this car. So that's pretty dope there, I think. Now we get to the good stuff. I got a mail package today. About 6 months ago, I had a car that a friend of mine collects Datsuns. The guy that got me into collecting. And he's been collecting Datsuns since way back before it was the cool thing to do. And he's got probably a few thousand of them. He probably has 60 or 70 of the 510 Wagon Super. He's one of the best Datsun collections that I've seen. It's probably one of the best ones out there, if you take Lamley out of the equation. He also has a lot of factory customs and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I had a rare one that he needed, which is very uncommon because there aren't many that he needs. And I sent it off to him, and I said, just send me something when you get something. He knows that I like Greenlight and the more detailed stuff. So anyways, he posted a picture of these, and I said, hey, man, would you sell me a set of those? He's like, no, I owe you, so I'll get them out. And he shipped them out. Not only did he ship them out, but they are in Protecto packs, which finding Protecto packs for the pop culture size cards is hard enough as it is. I don't know if you guys know or not, but they did increase the size of the cards on these. And they increased the detail, and they increased the price. And there was a lot of people I saw crying about it. Personally, when I see these cars, there's no doubt in my mind they are worth every penny. And in the package, these look to be the nicest cars Hot Wheels has ever made. So without further ado, let's take these out of the packaging and let's take a look at them. It'll be my goal to find another set carded, which I haven't done that in a while, but these are just too nice to leave in the packaging. So we'll start with the Fairlady. It's a custom Fairlady Z. This is probably, actually it's not probably, this is without a doubt my least favorite of the 5. And that's how I'm going to open these, from my least favorite to my most favorite. It's just so sick looking. This car has been out in the main line a few times, but I don't know if this is the same one that was in the Cars and Donuts. I don't know. Either way, this thing is ridiculous. It's so nice. It's so nice. I mean, I'll get into my opinion about it a little bit, but let's keep moving. So that would be my first, or my least favorite of the 5 cars. So this next one would be my second least favorite. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with these Protectos. The This is the Mazda RX-3. This is the third time that this car has shown up in the car culture. But this is without question the best of the three. Wow, it's so amazing. It's so nice. It is so nice. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me that Hot Wheels made these cars. Look at the taillight detail on that. Just sick. The stance on these cars looks great. Hot Wheels really, whoever they have, I know Jun Amai is down there. I know he's done some of these. I know he did the 510. I know he did the 83 Silverado. But they've got another guy, maybe two, and they're just on point with what they're doing. Older Hot Wheels, even not even that old, just even going back 10 years, would have really bad lines, really awful proportions, horrible stance, almost cartoonish looking. And you can really see with some of these cars, especially the newer toolings, which all of these are newer toolings except one, you can really see that they're making an effort to go with a realistic look. So those are my two least favorite. My next least favorite would be this one, which is probably most people's favorite. This is the Datsun Bluebird 510. This car has made many appearances, although we have not seen this car in the main line for quite a while. And with as big a push as Hot Wheels is making with the JDM craze, I'm actually shocked that we haven't seen this in the main line. But I bet you we see this before the end of 2018. This is the Datsun 510 Bluebird. It's in what I think may be the nicest livery outside of the Brock Racing. Actually, I'll go ahead and say it. This is the best livery that we've seen, or the best deco that we've seen on this car since the Vintage Racing or the RLC Brock. I would take this over any other, whether it's the green Kmart exclusive or the what was that set called? The Heritage Collection. I would take this over any of those. Nice taillight detail. Sick little car. These are all metal on metal with Real Rider tires. Although they all have the same wheels and tires, which are, though, well, they don't. The Mazdas are a little bit different, but they're all slicks. These last two are my two favorite. They're both new toolings from Hot Wheels. This is their first appearance. Starting with this, it's a Nissan Laurel 2000 SGX. Just insanely cool these cars are. I'm going to go out on a limb. If I haven't said it in the video yet, I'll say it right now. This is the nicest 5-car set that Hot Wheels has ever produced. And I think, in my opinion, these are the nicest cars that Hot Wheels has ever produced. And I mean, if you take away the RLC, where, the RLC, they have made some nice stuff, but not counting the RLC, these are the nicest cars Hot Wheels has ever made, in my opinion. And before I finish the video, I want to talk about a recurring theme with this 5-car set. All right, let's crack open this last one, which is definitely my favorite. This Laurel is sick, though. I'm so glad that they did a Laurel. Never commercially available in the US. Beautiful car, though. Okay, the last one is the Skyline C210. So just this year alone, 1, 2, 3, we have 3 new Skyline toolings from Hot Wheels. Surprised the 2000 GT didn't make an appearance in this set. I bet you it will, though, in one of the next ones. So this car right here is my favorite of the 5. The way that they did this car is sick. It is just so sick. So all of these cars have a custom lowered look, fender flares, aftermarket wheels. So they're not stock by any means. Just look at the stance on that. Look at the lines. That is just incredible. Look at the front end. So that whole front part there is part of the base. And you can see they chromed it all the way up around the headlights. And then they detailed the grille, detailed the headlights. Even the bumper has detailed indicators. There's your side view. Just sick. I absolutely love this set. And I'm not a big Hot Wheels guy. But yeah, this one is definitely my favorite. The Laurel would be my second favorite. By the way, the color on the Laurel, I don't know if I can get that to show up on camera, but the color is, it's like a metallic flake pearlescent green. And it just looks dope. But this Skyline is metallic flake purple, tan interior. This is just amazing. It's an amazing set. All right. So I want to talk real quick and then we'll wrap the video up. I just want to give you my thoughts, my overall thoughts on this set. Because I've collected Hot Wheels and then I made a decision to scale down my collection and focus on detailed stuff. And in doing so, I moved on from most of my Hot Wheels. But if Hot Wheels wants to get me collecting again, which I know they couldn't care less whether I collect or not, this would be how to do it. And I've been saying it. I don't care about funky graphics. I don't want all kinds of crazy colors and tacky looking tampos on my cars. I want stock or close to stock with front end and tail end detail. And that's what you get with Japan Historics too. You don't get any funny stuff. You get a beautiful casting with beautiful detail. There are some slight graphics on the 510, but that is it. The other cars have small gritty tampos on the side. And then that's it. And then you have a little bit of trim detail. Chrome trim. Other than that, you have very, very nice front end detail on all 5 cars. Headlights, grills, indicators, headlights, the whole package. And then as you look at the back, as you all saw on each of these already, you have taillight detail. And not just throwing red paint or a red tampo on there. I mean, look at this. You've got the chrome insets detailed. You've got the reverse lights. It's just incredible that they that they did this. So that is how, if they did this is, in my opinion, how the whole car culture set should be done. And then do the race stuff in the entertainment set, like they've been doing with the Forza. And if you notice on that last Forza set with that BMW and what was the other one? Just incredible detail, headlight detail, brake light detail. And on that one, it was a 5-pass. It got 5 passes on the tempo machine because you had front, rear, top, and both sides. So, man, I would be a happy camper. The problem is when they make sets this nice, you're never going to find these in the store. The scalpers are going to be all over them. These things are already selling for ridiculous amounts of money. Japan Historics 1 is insane. It's over $100 for a set. And this set is 10 times nicer. I think the toolings, it's a better assortment of cars, and it's a better fit and finish, I think. The only exception would be probably that Hako. That Hako Skyline in that first one was nice. It was nice. But I want to see a 510 wagon with a civilian livery. I want to see a Ken Mary with a civilian livery. I don't want to see it with the Tokyo Police livery. So that's one thing about this set. I would have much rather seen a Ken Mary and take away the Mazda or the Fairlady or the 510. You definitely want to keep those two and then replace one of those three with a Ken Mary. That would have been ideal for me. But as somebody who collects import diecast, really highly detailed Japanese stuff with Kyosho and Tomica Limited Vintage and Konami, as somebody who has collected a ton of that stuff, this set right here is so on point for Hot Wheels. As I said, it's the nicest group of 5 cars they've ever put out. And we'll see what happens. We'll see how they continue to roll. They're definitely pushing the JDM craze. Everybody is. Everybody got their licensing except Auto World. And Auto World is not going to. They've made it very clear that they have no interest in Japanese licensing. So we're not going to see that. But Greenlight, go to ZA3collectibles.com. They just posted today the pictures of the new 510 tooling. So let me see if I can pull it up here. I'm already close to a half hour. They posted the art rendering about 3 weeks ago. And then today they posted the test shots. Which, the art rendering looked fantastic. I was stoked. Yeah, everybody was worried about it because the Fairlady was just awful. So everybody was kind of worried about the 510. But the drawing of the 510 looked great. It looked so on point. And I could tell with the drawing of the Z that it just didn't look right. So I was pretty optimistic when I saw the rendering of this car. And then they released these, and I'm kind of disappointed. Not totally disappointed. Here's one. It is going to be the only 2-door in 1:64 scale outside of the Hot Wheels and the Tomica Limited Vintage. So that is going to be cool. It's just like the others. It sets too high. The tooling itself looks great. I love that wheel choice right there. That front end detail looks great. So I think this looks really good. It doesn't look great, but it's not like the Fairlady where it just looked awful. In fact, this is the Tokyo Torque 2. Here's the Fairlady. They're doing another Baja Z. It looks awful. And it looks better as a Baja because the tooling is so bad that they almost have to put it out as a Baja every time. I think they should just scrap that and start over. I mean, they have the licensing to do it. So, but I know there's money it costs money, but whoever did that just really dropped the ball. So in Tokyo Torque Series 2, you're going to get 3 of the 510s. Here's the second one. And believe me, I will have all 3 of these. I'll probably have a couple of each. Here's the one that everybody's going to go bananas for. It's going to be hard as hell to find the Brock. And see, they look good. It's just, I don't know if the wheels look too small. Not the tires, but the wheels, or it just sets a little too high. Hopefully they do what M2 did, and they have an optional lower base. Here's another R34 that they're going to bring out. A GTR. So if you guys collect Greenlight, this website is your go-to. I wish that Auto World had a ZA3, and I wish that Johnny Lightning had. And maybe they do, and I just don't know about them. But that website is awesome because it basically it catalogs and archives every Greenlight tooling. It tells you what the tooling numbers are. It tells you which releases the tooling came out in. It tells you how many were produced of that release. It tells you about the chase cars. It's the best informational website in diecast, in my opinion. I know everybody used to be big on, what was that one? There was Texas Hot Wheels. I forget what it was called, but I think whoever ran that just gave up on it. So West Texas Diecast or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, guys, 32 minutes. That's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good information from it. Good luck trying to find these. You might have to go to the secondary market to grab these. Might be worth buying a case. And my opinion about the Diorama set, if I could do it over, I wouldn't buy it. But I would buy that. This was definitely worth it. And this was definitely, these 2 cars were definitely worth it. These ones, I'm just not happy with them. Although I do like that convertible a lot more than I thought I would. The rest of them are just, they don't do a whole heck of a lot for me. So, anyways, I got more stuff on the way, so hang tight a few days, and we will check out some more awesome diecast very soon. You all have a good night. I'll holler at the next one.